In this video, I will discuss the step-by-step approach of analyzing HR data. The tool I will be using for this purpose is Microsoft Excel. When it comes to HR and other business functions that need to analyze data, Microsoft Excel is the clear market leader. Even though it's not a replacement for a full-fledged human resource information system and doesn't have the most advanced people analytics tools, it's always been the best way to quickly analyze the data and see how it works. Microsoft Excel is a dynamic and mostly easy to use analysis tool for HR professionals. I will show you some well-known Excel functions and tools that will help you do a better job of analyzing HR data. Every HR data analysis process consists of two very important steps. The first one is the cleaning your data, and the second step is analyzing your data. Now, in this particular video, I will be covering the IBM attrition dataset. It's one of the most popular dataset that you will find that many authors have used for performing the HR data analysis. Each and every project involving HR data analysis begins with data. There will be times when you are given information by a colleague or a client. Occasionally, you will be the one to carry the database on your own. If you are fortunate, the data will be immediately ready for analysis. However, the majority of the time, your data may be corrupted, contain duplicates, inconsistencies, or other errors. In light of this, you should always make sure that the HR data you have is of high quality and accurate before you even begin the analysis process. The phase of an HR data analysis project that is typically the most laborious is most likely the data cleaning phase, which is also known as data cleaning or data scrubbing. The first most important activity in data cleaning process is removing duplicates. At times, the information that is contained in your data tables might be identical. There is a possibility that a particular employee is duplicated in your database as a result of administrator error. On the other hand, a worker is under a dual contract, which results in the existence of two records. In the event that you are working with Excel tables, you will find a button labeled Remove Duplicates with the Table Design tab. This functionality eliminates any rows that have duplicate values on the columns that have been selected. Fortunately, as you can see from the slide, we have performed the check and there were no duplicate values found. However, it is important to keep in mind that if you choose to select only the department column in the database that we are analyzing, Excel will eliminate all duplicates including research and development and keep only the first rows in which it discovers values that are unique. So I would advise that when using the remove duplicates functionality, you should be very careful. Sorting is one of the most common tools of data management. You can sort your table by one or more columns in Excel in ascending or descending order, or you can also create a custom sort. To sort your data, under Home, go to Sort and Filter and then select Custom Sort as shown in the slide. This option allows more advanced multi-column sorting. You can even sort your data by multiple columns. In data cleaning process, you may need to convert your data values. Numbers are sometimes imported into Excel as text by accident. This makes your analysis harder because Excel sorts text data in a different way. Also, you need to give numbers for many advanced analysis such as correlation analysis. Changes between data types in Excel can be done in a number of useful ways. For example, the value function. The value function helps turn numbers that are sorted as text into real numbers. As a general rule, Excel aligns text strings to the left. By default, numbers are aligned to the right. As you can see, this shows you how Excel understands your data. Now, if you look at the slide, I have shown you multiple examples of how the value function actually works. So if on the left hand side, you under the data column, you will see various values such as $100, 1300 2018. And in the formula column, I show you the formula that you will apply that will produce the results in the result column. So for example, if we assume that this $100.00 is stored in a cell A2 of an Excel value is an Excel worksheet, and we type this formula is equals to value bracket A2 bracket close in another formula, then we will get the result 100. So in this case, the value function converts the amount into the number format. Similarly, if you look at the second example, 1300, so if we assume that this value is stored in cell A3 of the Excel worksheet, and we type this formula is equals to value bracket A3 bracket close into another Excel cell, then the result we will get is 0.5416667. What is happening here? The value A3 function has converted the 1300, which was a time value, into a number format. The text function helps you turn numeric data into text strings in a specific number format. Here I show you few ways in which you can format text numbers in Excel. So if you look at the basic example in front of you, and we consider the first example where the value given is 27/10/2016. Let's assume that this value is stored in the cell A9 of your Excel worksheet. So if you type this formula is equals to text bracket open A9 double quotes MMDDYY double quotes close bracket close into another cell of your Excel worksheet, then you will see the result that you get is 10/27/16. So what Excel has done? Excel has converted your text value into a proper date format. Okay. Now similarly, if the value that you have provided in the cell A10 of your Excel worksheet is 27/10/2016, and if you use the formula text bracket open A10 comma double quotes DDDD double quotes bracket close, then this formula will return the day on this particular date, that is Thursday. Similarly, if you type the value 0.285 and you type this formula into another Excel sheet, that is text A11 comma double quotes 0.00 percentage double quotes, then what Excel will do? Excel will transform your given value into a percentage value with proper 2 digits after the decimal point. The fix function also returns numeric data as text, giving full control over formatting options like thousands, separators, and decimals. The dollar function also converts numbers to text and applies currency formatting. Here you can see multiple examples of both fixed and dollar function. You can also see how, by applying both functions, Excel rounds off the values to multiple digits, either right or left of the decimal places. The next important topic in data cleaning is text manipulation. We can use a variety of functions for this purpose. The first ones are upper, lower, and proper functions. Lower function converts any uppercase letters to lowercase. The upper function converts any lowercase letters to uppercase. The proper function converts the first letter in each word to uppercase if it's lowercase, and converts any other uppercase letters to lowercase, as you can see in this example. The next set of important functions for text manipulation are left, mid, and right functions. The left function returns the beginning characters of a string, the mid function returns the middle characters of a string, and the right function returns the ending characters of a string. In the example shown to you, the original string is E.E. Cummings. And you can see that how, by applying the left, mid, and right functions, Excel returns different parts of this original string. Sometimes you want to replace specific parts of a text. For instance, you might want to rename the sales department to the commercial department. In Excel, you can use the substitute function to replace specific parts of a text string with an alternate text. Let's see some examples. So here you can see that how the substitute formula can be used to replace some part of the text. So in this first example, we have the data called sales data, and we have used the substitute function in order to substitute cost for sales to convert the text string sales data into cost data. In the second example, where the provided data is Q1 2008, we have used the substitute formula to substitute the first instance of 1 with 2 to convert the Q1 2008 into Q2 2008. Similarly, in the last example, where the original data is Q1 2011, we have used the substitute formula to substitute the third instance of 1 with 2 so that the original data changes to Q1 2012. There are situations where you need to find and upon or replace data values in your workbook. For instance, you might be looking for a specific employee, department, or job role. You can use the shortcut Ctrl plus F to open up the find menu. This allows you to input the data values you are looking for, and Excel will show you all occurrences of it in your worksheet. If you press Ctrl plus H, this will open up the find and replace menu. The find and replace menu allows you to not only locate the occurrences of the data values, but also enables you to replace them with another value. If you open the advanced options, you can even replace all occurrences of a value across your entire workbook. The paste special functionality is another great feature of Excel. Data values in Excel are often formatted in an explicit way, like color or font size. When copying and pasting values, sometimes you want to retain this formatting. At other times, you want to keep only the raw data. In some situation, you might only want the formatting. You can use paste special functionality to tell Excel to do exactly what you want with the copied data and its formatting. To access paste special functionality, click the right mouse button after copying the data you want to work with. Another handy trick is to paste the data transposed, which converts the rows into columns and vice versa. You can even paste the raw results with any formulas you have copied. You can also copy your selection as an image, including the formatting. Once you have cleaned your data and are confident in its quality, you are ready to start analyzing your data. First, you might want to calculate descriptive analytics that summarizes your data to assist in uncovering insightful patterns. These insights can help to make important decisions on how to improve your HR processes and policies, as well as evaluate their business impact. Excel offers a lot of functions for data analysis. Pivot tables are one such function that can really take your data analysis capabilities to the next level. In order to create a pivot table, the first thing that you will need to do is to copy the data that you want to analyze. Then under the charts section of your ribbon, you will click on pivot chart and then select the pivot chart option. When you select the pivot chart option, it will open up the create pivot chart window in front of you. Just take the default options. When you take the default options and click OK, the Excel will automatically create your new pivot table or pivot chart in a new Excel worksheet. Here you will see that I have created a new pivot table and pivot chart. How I have done it, if you look at the right hand side where you will see different pivot table fields. So what I have done is that I have dragged the field gender into the rows box of the pivot table. All right, and then I have dragged the monthly income field to the values box. As soon as you do that, you will see that the Excel will automatically create our pivot table that you can see on the left hand side, where under the row labels female and male and the grand total, and on the next column you can see the sum of monthly income. And now Excel will not just only create this pivot table, Excel will automatically create a pivot chart as well, in which you will see the monthly income across both genders, that is male and female. Slicers are clickable buttons that filter your Excel pivot tables. So what we can do is that when we create our pivot tables or pivot chart that shows our data along multiple dimensions. For example, previously we created a pivot chart in which we plotted the monthly income across two genders, that is male and female. So if we want to just show the monthly income for male, or we just want to show the total monthly income for the female, we can use a slicer. In order to create a slicer, all you need to do is that you need to click on your pivot table, and on the top of the ribbon, you will see this option called insert slicer. As soon as you click on this option of insert slicer, you will see that a new window named insert slicers will open up. Then what I will do is that since I want to filter the data in my pivot table based on gender, so I will select the field gender in this window and I will click OK. As soon as I close this insert slicers window after selecting the gender field, you will see that on the right hand side a slicer will appear with the title gender, in which you will see two genders, the male and female. So here what I have done is that I have selected the male option in the slicers. So as soon as I select the male option as slicer, you will see that my table and my chart automatically removes the female from the chart and only shows me the monthly income data corresponding to the male only. When you look at HR data, you often need to add your own business logic to it. This is a good time to use the if functionality. The if function can be used to test a logical statement and produce a data value based on its result. For example, employees in your company who have been working for over 4 years in your company may be classified as tenured employees. Now, this information is contained in the values years at company column in your dataset, but it is not explicit yet. It's not easy to filter or slice for that tenured status currently. In this situation, what we can do is that we can use the access if function to create a new column that would contain this information, which you can then insert into a slicer for quick filtering and analysis. So let's see how we can do that. So if you look at this example, you can see that I have created a new column called tenured. Okay, and in the first cell under the tenured column, what I have done is that I have entered a if function that you can see in the screen. The if function is equals to if bracket open k2 greater than 4, where k2 is basically the years at company. Okay, and when you use the if function, once you provide the criteria, the first option after the criteria, that is k2 greater than 4, is to tell Excel which value to return if the criteria is true, and after the comma you provide the value to be returned if the criteria is not true. So if you look at the if formula, what we are telling Excel to do is that the Excel needs to check if the years at company value is greater than 4. If it is true, that is the years at company value is greater than 4, then the Excel should return tenured, and if that's not true, then the Excel should return the value non-tenured. So you can see that by using this if functionality, I have created a new column in which the Excel is using if functionality to return the value tenured or non-tenured as I desire. This if functionality can be expanded for more advanced analysis, and this is where the COUNTIF and some if functions come in. The COUNTIF function allows you to count all records in a selection that meet a certain condition. For example, you may want to count the number of tenured employees. The SUMIF function allows you to summate all values in a selection that meet a certain condition. For example, you may want to calculate the total monthly salary for tenured employees. Let's see how we can do that. So in the example, you can see what I have done is that I have calculated the number and the total salary of the tenured employees. What I have done is that if you look at the formula that I've used, so the formula of count if starts with first the selection of the range. Here I have selected K2 to K2 to K24. Now remember that the K column of our data set includes the years at company values for various employees. So what I have selected is that I have selected the K2 to K24, and then I have provided the criteria that is greater than equal to 4. So if I translate it into a simple language, I am asking Excel to count only those values in this particular range in which the number value is greater than equal to 4. As I told you earlier that any employee who has served for more than 4 years in a company will be considered as a tenured employee. Similarly, in order to actually summate the salary or the income of those tenured employees, I have used the SUMIF function. In the SUMIF function, I have first provided the range, that is K2 to K18, that is the range in which I want to see whether the employee is tenured or not. All right, and then I have provided another range I2 to I18. The I column contains the salary values of those employees. Now in plain language, what this SUMIF function is doing, using the SUMIF function, I am asking Excel to go to this range of K2 to K18 and pick the employees whose year of service at the company is greater than or equal to 4, and then only pick the corresponding salary of those employees, sum it, and then return the sum value. So the salary value of 56699 is actually the sum of all tenured employees that are contained within the range of K2 to K18.